Morning, guys. The Spirit of Jesus Christ is based off of, he's a real human being. Okay? He's a subject of scientific study, much like myself. Um, the results of scientific study and view, such like Blaise Pascal and Haile Selassie. And so these are consistent patterns of behavior of angry, aggressive, jealous people that want to be the focal point of human communications because they believe themselves superior to other human beings. Well, they had it last night on the news. I was sitting there and I turned on the news. I just follow little voices in my head. I told myself when I was watching entertainment tonight, I was like, dude, you're not watching this stuff anymore. What are you doing? And the fiasco of sexual aggressiveness and egotistical displays they had with Mr. Brooks, from Oklahoma, the one they consider bipolar. He has bad brain activity because you have a cognition of your capacity to be successful through philanthropy and aggressive behaviors. And so, past, present, future operate at the same time. And so, therefore, he was like him and Sean Combs. And Sean Combs' mother, who parties with him and stuff like that. They have a cognition. And then they had the thing with Sissy Houston, the way she parented her kids to make them maintain a certain level of what's perceived as aggressive, self-centered, talent-based competition. And so when you have that kind of you're not living the Lord's Prayer, you're not understanding Psalms or Proverbs, you're not being humble, you're not being you're not being allowed to be a beautiful person. And then some people, like I said, they become self-destructive because of the competition issues and stuff like that. Like Whitney was a cute girl with a wonderful voice, okay, but she was in a cultural aspect, okay, of women who perceive themselves as sexually desirable through their physical attributes, like Megan Thee Stallion or Jennifer Lopez with their physical, Whitney's a skinny little girl, okay, and if you are allowed to love somebody, the thing is, when women are insecure, they're horrible, okay, to be in a relationship with. Okay, when they're secure and loved, but you're in competition through narcissism and selfishness, they're terrible to be with. They think they're, like me and Law at Bill Johnson's, and she was dancing, looking at herself in the mirror, and I was dancing to the side. and Patrice and Michelle's and Punchy's friends had their young girls come and make a sandwich out of me, and she got mad because the two nice-looking black girls with big butts were making a sandwich of me because he's cute, he's a nice guy, right? And the little Halle Berry, twiggy, hot black girl thinks she's all that, being a bitch, right? Screwing around on him, and he's a good dude. And so this kind of stuff's happened to me all my life, and it just shows, the connections of like brain activity, like thinkers, and how they react to one another. And and then I sat there and watched the news and the Tesla truck, and 25 will do, there might be some more here in Cruces too. I don't know as far as the Tesla trucks, but the Tesla trucks are given the same computing systems, I think, as the cars. Okay, so there's more than the pickup trucks. Okay, and with the cars, do you need to go? Are you driving? Is it necessitated for the welfare of the planet and are you doing things that are necessary? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? These 3 thirds of the world. You got to understand, you are dealing with an intellect through the Spirit of Jesus Christ that is the optimal of understanding natural laws of the gifts given for the components for our life of sacrifice. So you got to understand, you're not competing with me. You're define the eternal humble wisdom of me. I'm not competing with you. I'm trying to get you to submit to the faithful, humble wisdom so we can sustain life in a beautiful manner and then gravitate towards, which we're going to do. It's probably happened, with the bug people, space people, and stuff like that. You're looking at probably the remnants of the people that were aggressive and liked the good old days, talking about the good old times, and that stayed on the planet when it destroyed and then evolved into something else other than human. They have humanoid aspects, but they're more like bug people because they're aggressive, and they're earned interactive is becoming drones. Okay, for a queen, which is like becoming. I always tell people, I'm glad I'm not a bug. I'm not glad I'm not a bird. I'm glad I'm not a cat. Thundercats are on the move, and that's most likely what we're dealing with. And so the people that are most likely like myself and us that love like myself are a different molecular, a different planet on the other side of that mess. Okay, so that's probably most likely what's going on. Woody booty, so egotism takes care of itself. It's not anything. Now I understand why Jesus don't panic and stuff. So what I'm up today is doing, because I saw it on El Paso News and stuff too. The poor kids, you gotta leave an hour early and all this construction they're doing, which is unnecessary, because is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? They don't have the courage of kindness to live the Lord's Prayer, and I'm going to have to leave their ass behind. Then there'll be a bug person who has a selfish, egotistical perspective and wants to be the center of the universe. And we're billions, thousands of years in the making. So, but it affects everybody. Amy, I'm the J-Lo of Sierra Vista. I'm the Paris Hilton of Sharon and stuff. And she tries to be a sweetie pie, but it's hard. You can't just be a sweetie pie. People compare you to other people. You're fat and ugly compared to your sister. How come your daughter's so much hotter than you? People will say shit like that. Not only that, they think it and they talk it. And it's picked up by the technology, and people feel it. And they become acutely paranoid, and they begin to resent and hate their daughter, because everybody talks about how, good looking the daughter is, or how talented the daughter is, but the mom's just, she's not as pretty and she's just not as good of a singer. And that's wrong. Instead of looking at it like I do with Patrick, bigger penis than Garth Brooks and Steven Tyler put together, 6'5", intellect off the charts, runs, Olympic qualifying times. He got that from his old man, a lot of that stuff from his old man. He got stuff from his mom. And I used to sit there and joke about it. She had, she was very attractive and she had some redeeming qualities. I looked for that. But Steffi tried to be a good person, but it was very hard because she was being compared. I thought she's paranoid and nuts, and she really wasn't. And then now as I get older, and try to connect to her and stuff, I look like Charles Barkley. I look like a guy. I'm not attractive. I look like my son. It's like, your son's attractive. Okay. Steffi, God, you're a woman, that day with the yeast infection. Whoa, damn, she's so fine, She just, and then I had a photo that I sent to Patrick where we were at school, and she was in guy's clothes, but I was looking at the picture. She's so pretty. I remember looking at her, thinking how pretty my wife is. And she didn't think so. She thought she looked masculine. She wasn't as pretty as Yolanda. She wasn't as pretty. She compared herself to other people, as opposed to just being her, And that's frustrating, as a man who loves a woman and finds her attractive, and her raspy voice is, the other girls, yeah, Amy's got a Betty Boop voice. It's gorgeous too. But Steffi's voice, it's a raspy, Tony Braxton type voice, beautiful voice, very sexy, very sensuous, sensuous up, give me a beer. But people are taught to compare, and so that's pretty fucked up. But there's, as far as stuff going on, and there's stuff going on around me. You got people sitting there advocating to get us clean water. Well, let's live the Lord's Prayer, bring down that dam, and the water, the groundwater system will start cleaning itself out, because it'll have more access to water in these areas where it went into the groundwater system, as opposed to being stuck up in the rocks where it didn't settle because at Elephant Butte, and then it becomes stagnant and then evaporates, and stagnant water goes to Texas. So this is not hard. A kid from a Geico commercial totally could figure it out. Totally. Bundle Rooski. Don't bundle anything for money. Okay. Andy Reid's a dork. He is a dork, and so are the Kelseys, and so is Patrick Mahomes. They're all dumb as a box of rocks, and they need a. There's a someone, and all their women in their lives. There's a someone I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone to watch over me. Your little lamb who's lost in the wood. You know that you could be oh so good. And I'm not Denzel Washington trying to act like me. I am me. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. Need an equalizer? It's not an equalizer. It's you just the humility of faith. And after watching that stuff last night and picking up on the Tesla, and I was like, you don't need all that stuff, all the bells and whistles and stuff. You really don't. You could pattern out. It's on the fly aggressive people. You could have your laptop, your phone. Okay, you don't need the computer. You don't need the thing. You don't need to leave your pet inside the vehicle. You just don't need to be in a hurry and doing irrational, aggressive things for economics. You need to be living good, meaningful lives with yourself and the animals in your life, if you have them, that help you feel like you have a better quality of life. Animals are very helpful with. They require a lot of attention, a lot of time, and a lot of reflection of love. Okay, so instead of devoting yourself to being an animal parent, you get more love for the dog. The dogs are better and the cats are better when you have children, and there's more attention and affection and fun. Okay. And so they get very lonely if there's any kind of an extortion gig involved, and then they become a little more destructive unless they need a call out of constant attention and constant reflection of love of kind human beings. Okay, and that's just the way animals are. Otherwise, they can become very complacent, but they become very spoiled. And then they reflect the selfishness of people that don't care about the aggressive behaviors of genocidal operations that are happening to other people. So I've got this. We'll talk some more today. I'm going to sit up and breathe because I got all these chemical things because people at the city hall debating economic bullshit and not doing anything legit, and then thinking, I'm the Spirit of Jesus. It's, Ralph, Earl, it's in the Bible. You don't pay attention to the Bible, so you can't read too good. Okay, so money's real. You're going to sit in a building and debate over it while artificial intelligence debates whether or not you're as intelligent as me. What do you think the artificial intelligence is equating? Like Blaise Pascal. See how convenient that is? See how important that is? No, you're just assholes. You think you're doing something important. You think you're protecting people. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Protect yourself from your own ego, and then it won't affect children. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. I've got this. I love you. Okay? All right, let's load this up. People that show that ass because they got ego problems need a good sound ass kicking. I'm someone to watch over you. I may not be the one some girls think of as handsome, but to my heart, he carries the key. Of course. It's in the Book of Mormon. Okay, guys, I love you. All right, peace, man.